Saudi Arabia is ruining football. The kingdom is causing huge disruption to the sports industry, and many people have blamed the country for sports washing. In the past 2 years, they have spent an astounding $6.3 billion on many different sports such as Formula 1, golf, and of course, football. It doesn't just stop there. These are all the different sports that were affected by Saudi Arabia's spending spree. Chapter 1. The reason behind it. Saudi Arabia's GDP has recently skyrocketed. The nation has declared their record-breaking GDP to have broken the $1 trillion mark. But there is one problem. The kingdom's dependence on oil has been its biggest issue for the past 90 years or so. This addiction has devastated the country's economy and is the sole cause of its slow development. Since oil was discovered, development came to a standstill in the region. This was due to the belief of the people that oil was an unlimited source of income that would always be in demand, and diversifying the economy was considered to be unnecessary. And to be fair, the oil was not only paying the bills, it was making the country wealthier than ever. The trend of oil dependence is quite common around the world. What these three countries all have in common is that more than 90% of their government revenue comes from oil. This can have a number of negative implications for their economy, society, and environment. Oil-dependent countries are more susceptible to changes in the global oil market, and any issues with their oil refineries could bring the economy to a halt. In September of 2019, Saudi Arabia experienced a horrific attack that temporarily cut oil production in half. The two largest oil facilities in the world were attacked by drones, causing significant damage worldwide. Following the attacks, global markets instantly spiked oil prices by 20%. Other countries such as Norway rejected oil dependence. As soon as oil was discovered in the country, they established a sovereign wealth fund. The fund has generated significant income for the Norwegian government and people. As of March 8, 2023, the fund's total assets were over $1.3 trillion. This means that the fund has generated a profit of over $1 trillion since its inception in 1990. The Norwegian Government Pension Fund Global is a model for other countries that are trying to manage their oil revenues wisely. Saudi Arabia has realized the need to evolve, taking lessons from Norway, which has made significant progress in diversifying its economy and investing in sectors other than oil. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman realized that the risk of bankruptcy was very high, so in 2016 he announced the Vision 2030 strategic plan to reduce dependence on oil. The plan is ambitious, and people are reluctant to believe it is feasible. To be fair, it is very difficult to imagine figures such as 100 million tourists per year, $100 billion in foreign investment, and the employment of 1.2 million Saudis. Chapter 2. Saudi Mega Projects. When you look up Saudi Arabia, the first thing that comes up is its enormous spending on different projects, such as NEOM, which is a 500 billion mega project planned to be built on the northwestern coast of Saudi Arabia. It is envisioned as a futuristic city that will be powered by renewable energy and driven by advanced technology. NEOM is expected to be completed by 2045 and is expected to create millions of jobs and boost the Saudi economy by billions of dollars. NEOM is divided into several regions, each with its own focus. Some of the key regions include The Line. The Line is a proposed linear city that will be 170 kilometers long and only 200 meters wide. It will be powered by renewable energy and will feature a variety of sustainable technology. Oxagon. Oxagon is a proposed industrial city that will be powered by renewable energy and will focus on advanced manufacturing. Trojena. Trojena is a proposed mountain resort destination that will feature ski slopes, luxury hotels, and other amenities. Yes, there will be skiing in the middle of the desert. NEOM is still in the early stages of development, but a number of projects are already underway. For example, construction has begun on the line, and the first phase is expected to be completed by 2030. NEOM is a controversial project, with some critics arguing that it is too expensive and unrealistic. However, the Saudi government is committed to the project, and it is expected to have a major impact on the Saudi economy and society. Other ambitious projects are Al Qiddiya, which is a $20 billion entertainment and sports city that is being built west of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it is planned to be one of the largest entertainment and sports destinations in the world. The city will include a number of attractions including Six Flags theme park, Qiddiya Water World, Qiddiya Sports Hub, a sports complex that will include a stadium, an arena, and a motorsport track, Qiddiya Valley, a retail and entertainment district, Qiddiya Art, a cultural and arts district. Qiddiya is expected to create thousands of jobs and generate billions of dollars in revenue for the Saudi economy. It is also expected to attract millions of tourists from all over the world. Qiddiya is being developed by the Qiddiya Investment Company, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Public Investment Fund. The company has partnered with a number of leading international developers and operators to create the project. Qiddiya is scheduled to open in phases, starting in 2023. The first phase will include Six Flags, Qiddiya Water World, and Qiddiya Sports Hub. Other projects that are aimed to improve the quality of life are King Salman Park, which is a $20 billion urban park that is being built in Riyadh. It is set to be the largest urban park in the world, covering over 16 square kilometers. The park is being developed by the King Salman Park Foundation, which is chaired by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. King Salman Park is being designed as a sustainable and inclusive green space for all. It will feature a wide range of amenities and attractions, including vast open green spaces for recreation and relaxation, walking and cycling trails, sports facilities including a golf course, football field and basketball courts, cultural and entertainment venues such as amphitheatre, museums and art galleries, children's play areas, restaurants and cafes, educational facilities such as a botanical garden and a nature centre. The park is also being designed to be environmentally friendly. It will feature water conservation measures, solar energy panels, and a variety of plants that are native to the region. King Salman Park is expected to be completed in phases, with the first phase being opened in 2023. Historic tourism is also a big source of revenue for the country. For example, Diriyah, which is a historic city in Saudi Arabia that is home to the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Al Tarif, the site of the first Saudi state. The Diriyah Gate Development Authority is currently developing Diriyah into a major cultural, tourism and educational destination. The Diriyah project is one of the most ambitious projects in Saudi Arabia. It is expected to cost over $63 billion and to be completed in 2030. The project will include a number of major developments, including King Salman University. King Salman University is a new university that will focus on Saudi heritage and culture. House of Al Saud Museum. The House of Al Saud Museum will tell the story of the Saudi royal family and the founding of Saudi Arabia, Al Tarif District. The Al Tarif District will be restored and preserved as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It will be open to visitors and will feature a number of museums and cultural attractions. Although these projects are huge and very optimistic, it is a very big gamble and a huge PR stunt, possibly even the biggest. But all of this does not come close to the recognition Saudi Arabia has gotten recently from their alleged sports washing. Before we get to the next chapter, why not consider supporting our YouTube channel by liking this video, subscribing to Themicrosearch and telling us your opinion on topics in the comments section down below. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the video. Chapter 3: Sports Washing. Transfers of famous athletes such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar and Benzema have caused huge disruption in the sports industry, with many people stressing the Saudis are ruining football. These are all the players that have been transferred on the 2023 to 2024 transfer window only, with astounding salaries. The total of all these salaries combined is 800 million euros, which is equivalent to the GDP of a small country and it is a significant proportion of Saudi Arabia's annual budget. It is also important to know that 800 million euros is just the total salaries of all the players in the Saudi Professional League. It does not include the cost of accommodation, transportation, or even running the league, such as the cost of stadiums, marketing, and refereeing. This event has been named the Saudi Football Takeover, which refers to the recent wave of investment by Saudi Arabian entities in European football clubs. The most high-profile example of this was the takeover of Newcastle United by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia in 2021. Another example of Saudi Arabia's sports washing is its hosting of major sporting events. Saudi Arabia has recently hosted a number of major sporting events, including the Formula One Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, the Dakar Rally, the Saudi International Golf Tournament, the Saudi Cup horse race, and the World Boxing Super Series. These events have attracted some of the biggest names in sport and have helped to raise the profile of Saudi Arabia as a sporting destination. Saudi Arabia has also been accused of sports washing through its investment in athletes. Critics of Saudi Arabia's sports washing argue that it is an attempt of distraction away from the country's human rights abuses. The country has defended its sports washing activities, arguing that they are a part of its efforts to modernize and reform. The country has also argued that it is important to separate sports from politics.
You are spending a ton on sports, a lot of money. Big names that people are very familiar with, big teams, big facilities. What do you say to the people who charge that that's part of sports washing, that you're trying to use all of that to somehow improve or somehow affect your image in the world?
Well, if it's sport washing going to increase my GDP by 1%, and then I will continue doing sport washing.
You're okay with that term?
I don't care. I have 1% growth of GDP from sport, and I'm aiming for another 1.5%. Call it whatever you want. We're going to get that 1.5%.
Now it's time to place Saudi Arabia into the Themicrosearch Economies Leaderboard, where we rank each country's economy. GDP score 8 out of 10. Saudi Arabia's GDP score is high because it has a large economy. In recent years, the country has made significant efforts to reduce its reliance on oil and gas. These efforts have paid off. Saudi Arabia now has a growing services sector, and it is also investing in new industries such as tourism and renewable energy. GDP per capita 6 out of 10. Saudi Arabia's GDP per capita is relatively low compared to other G20 countries. This is because Saudi Arabia has a large population and its wealth cannot be evenly distributed. However, Saudi Arabia's GDP per capita has been growing in recent years, and it is expected to continue to grow in the future. Stability and confidence 5 out of 10. Saudi Arabia's stability and confidence score is on the lower side. This is due to a number of factors, including the country's recent political and economic reforms, the ongoing war in Yemen, and the global decline in oil prices. However, the Saudi government has taken steps to improve the country's stability and confidence, and these efforts are expected to pay off in the long term. Growth 9 out of 10. Saudi Arabia is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. This is due to a number of factors, including the country's young population, its abundant natural resources, and its government's investment in infrastructure and education. Saudi Arabia's growth is expected to continue in the coming years. Industry 8 out of 10. Saudi Arabia has a diversified industrial sector. The country is a major producer of oil and gas, but it is also investing in new industries such as petrochemicals, manufacturing, and tourism. Saudi Arabia's industrial sector is expected to continue to grow in the coming years. Overall, the country of Saudi Arabia gets a score of 7 out of 10, which puts it first on our Themicrosearch economics leaderboard. In conclusion, Saudi Arabia has a strong economy with room for improvement in some areas. The country's GDP score, growth score, and industry score are all high. However, its GDP per capita and stability and confidence scores are on the lower side. Saudi Arabia is likely to continue to grow in the coming years, but it will need to address its challenges in order to reach its full potential. The Saudi mega projects are ambitious and could have a major impact on the country's economy. However, they are also very controversial and extremely expensive. It remains to be seen whether the Saudi government will be able to successfully execute these projects or not. Overall, Saudi Arabia is a country with a bright future, but it also faces a number of challenges. The success of the country's economic reforms will depend on the government's ability to address these challenges, including diversifying the economy, creating jobs, and improving its human rights record. Thank you for watching Themicrosearch. Please like and subscribe to see more videos. Don't forget to comment below on what videos you would like to see next time.